Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you very much, Principal, for that warm introduction. Also, my congratulations on the maintaining that position in the ref results last week. That's excellent for Dundee and for Scotland as well. Um, I'm thrilled to be taking part in the 21st BioDundee International Conference. The conference itself, as we saw from the mind map in the introductory piece, is a real shining example of the breadth and dynamism of our Scottish life sciences sector. Since I rejoined Scottish Enterprise last year, I've been working with the team here to really focus the organisation on where we make the biggest difference. And that is in helping companies to innovate, to invest and to encourage investment in these sectors that offer the biggest potential to Scotland's economic future, and to help to internationalise the economy. And there can be few sectors that occupy that real sweet spot of innovative, of encouraging and attracting investment, and of internationalising than the life sciences sector. Scottish Enterprise has been associated with BioDundee since the very beginning, working with the City Council and with the University of Dundee to set up the organisation and to organise the first conference. And since then, we've been an active partner supporting regional development in the area, working with the university around the commercialisation of spin-out companies, and also setting up the Medipark as a joint venture with Ninewells Hospital. And all of that's because Dundee and Tayside make a unique contribution to the life sciences sector in Scotland, with world-class companies, key research institutes, 3 world-renowned universities in Dundee, Abertay and the University of St Andrews. University, as the principal just mentioned, in Dundee, generating spin-outs like Exscientia and Amphista. And it was really exciting to hear about some of the developments in AI-related drug discovery and in targeted protein development when I visited the university recently. Really bodes very well for the future, and look forward to hearing more about that during today. And also in the area, one of the largest teaching hospitals in Europe at Ninewells, Ninewells, which produced the first NHS spin-out in Scotland in vascular flow technologies. And as the principal said, all of this happening within a 14-mile radius, and we don't just have that concentration within the area. There's innovative solutions being produced right across the range of the life sciences. So in pharmaceuticals and biopharmaceuticals, Dundee Drug Discovery Unit and Cyclocell, for example, medical technologies and diagnostics, companies like Karl Storz and Axis Shield. In digital health at the Health Informatics Centre and My Way Digital Health, forensic scientists at the Leverhulme Research Institute, and agricultural biotechnology at the James Hutton Institute, among many, many others. Last week, we had the annual Life Sciences Awards dinner in Scotland, and that really demonstrated the vibrancy and excitement around the sector. And my warm congratulations to go to all of the winners there, making extraordinary contributions to the sector and to Scotland's future economy. As was mentioned, the theme of today's conference is innovation, collaboration and growth. These are all themes that are very important to the work that we do at Scottish Enterprise, and I'll touch upon some of these. But I'd like to take the opportunity today to talk about the importance of the sector to Scotland's economy, some of the examples of strength and the exciting developments that are going on, and how Scottish Enterprise is working to support the continued development of the sector. The sector, as we know, is strongly recognised as very important to Scotland's economy and is enjoying really impressive growth. In the most recent figures published by the Scottish Government, it shows the sector is employing more than 41,000 people, generating turnover in excess of £7.4 billion, tantalisingly close to that 2025 target that the industry has of £8 billion. And adding to the economy and GVA about £3.1 billion in 2019. And over the last decade, the sector has been growing very strongly. The number of companies growing by 18%, employment 22%, and that's over 8% year-on-year growth for turnover. So really impressive growth and much more to come. With results like these, the sector is well on track, as I said, to reach the ambitious target set. Well, they seemed ambitious when the targets were set, but as I say, now tantalisingly close to the 2025 target. And in addition, the sector is responsible for over a quarter of all of the business research and development that goes on in Scotland. And I say over a quarter because it's actually 25.5%, so that qualifies as over a quarter. So it's absolutely right that the sector was identified in the new National Strategy for Economic Transformation as one of the industries in which Scotland is already a global leader. The strategy also rightly highlighted the really critical role that the sector played in tackling the COVID-19 pandemic. And I think the response that and the role that the sector played has been truly innovative and collaborative, and one of which we can all be very, very proud indeed. At Scottish Enterprise, we are pleased to play some part in supporting that effort during the pandemic, for example, through the Scottish Manufacturing Advisory Service, providing support to NHS labs and the Glasgow Lighthouse Laboratory in optimisation of the throughput of test samples. And also last year, we announced a £50 million grant for Lamira DX, allowing them to invest £78 million in their Scottish operations and establishing a global health research, development and manufacturing hub across Stirling, Inverness and a new facility at Eurocentral near Glasgow. This meant the company could scale up production of their rapid antigen COVID test as well as a range of other tests. The company has now hired more than 400 new employees as part of this initiative. Also, another example of employment creation and growth was the awarding earlier this year of up to £20 million of R&D funding to Valneva Scotland, allowing them to advance the development of their COVID-19 vaccine, which has now been approved for use in the UK. Of course, the industry has grown out with activities in relation to COVID, and we've played a part in helping that effort as well. For example, a £2.4 million grant to Piramal Pharma's £45 million investment in their antibody drug conjugate manufacturing capabilities at their Grangemouth facility. Scottish Enterprise has continued and will continue to strongly support life sciences, helping address some of the key challenges in the sector and also seizing opportunities, such as those identified in the Industry Leadership Group's Strategic Response Plan to COVID-19, Digital and Data, Skills and Infrastructure. We currently provide account management support to 144 life sciences companies in the country. We also provide support through some of our specialists in innovation, for example, providing international connections, protection of intellectual property, digital transformation, manufacturing, sustainability, workplace innovation, the list goes on. I mentioned that one of the main areas that I feel Scottish Enterprise can support the sector is through investment, the provision of investment, stimulation of investment. SE is an active co-investor with the private sector in promising life sciences companies, and over the last few years we've invested £44.4 million across 67 life sciences companies. We co-invested in Current Health, a company developing remote patient monitoring technologies, alongside Par Equity in 2017. It was acquired recently by US-based Best Buy for $400 million, allowing the company to expand at scale to grow both their Scottish and their US-based team. However, this also provided a significant return on our initial investment. And later this week, Scottish Enterprise is going to announce a milestone in the amount of investment that's been attracted in to the private sector through our investment funds in early stage companies. As our investment portfolio matures, we and our investment partners are now enjoying a number of healthy, successful exits from companies we've supported in the past, and that's funding that we can reinvest now into the economy. It may surprise you to know that of the funds that Scottish Enterprise invested last year into the economy, over half of that was actually generated by our investment activities. So that investment in early stage companies is now being reinvested into the future of the life sciences sector and other important sectors to the economy. We're taking a strategic approach to investing in the sector alongside the Sector Industry Leadership Group, now co-chaired by Mark Cook. And one of the issues that we know is of great importance to the sector is provision of real estate infrastructure, one of the main challenges that the sector's faced. And we're working with partners to grow the provision of real estate across the country. As the principal said, this is something that I think is extremely important, that we develop out the infrastructure and provide those places where innovation and innovation ecosystems can develop and grow. We've continued to invest in the Edinburgh BioQuarter, for example, moving from a co-location to an innovation district. In February, we announced a £2 million investment into the new Opportunity North East-led £40 million Aberdeen BioHub. That will support the final fit-out of the BioHub and provide incubator space for spin-outs and startup businesses. This is really good news for the life sciences community in the North East, but it's also a really important part of the diversification of the regional economy. More recently, we approved £1 million of support for the Dundee Biomedical Cluster Innovation Hub as part of the Tay Cities deal. The centre is going to provide the critical infrastructure needed to drive forward investment, while strengthening the collaboration between NHS Tayside, the University of Dundee and industry. It will support spin-outs and developing companies with lab and office space during their critical high growth phases. We're really proud to be supporters of the provision of the early stage discussions around the ambition to create a life sciences innovation district. I've been working in innovation districts for the last few years. I've seen the potential that they have to really translate our world-class university research into economic impact, and to grow innovation ecosystems around them that not only provide employment to the area and a benefit to the sector in Scotland, but also have wider reaching impacts into the community and into some of the communities that the principal mentioned, where the provision of future opportunities is extremely important. I'd also like to touch briefly on just on two areas where Scottish Enterprise is focusing at the moment in terms of areas where we think there's opportunities to really grow the economy at a disproportionate rate. Our Health for Wealth national programme, for example, as the name suggests, focuses on generating wealth by providing solutions to global health and care needs. This includes the clinical entrepreneurship programme that's supporting 5 NHS Scotland innovators to develop their skills, knowledge and experience that they need to develop and spread innovation and ultimately benefit patients. Dundee is particularly relevant to the digital health focus of this programme as it brings together the life sciences and the creative industries. Also, our future healthcare manufacturing programme is helping to develop manufacturing capacity throughout the country through some of the major investments I mentioned, Valneva, for example, and Piramal, but also it includes the investment that's been made in the Medicines Manufacturing Innovation Centre, which is nearing completion now just outside Glasgow. We look forward to working with many of you on these national programmes, which have the potential to really significantly accelerate the growth of the life sciences sector. And I can see that this pipeline of new opportunities is going to just keep coming as some of the newer industry areas mature. The third area that I mentioned where I think we can provide support is through international support. There's a lot of work being done overseas to promote Scotland as an exporter and as an investment prospect. Just last week, we had the World Forum for Foreign Direct Investment hosted in the country, a real opportunity for us to showcase to the world what Scotland has to offer as a destination for investment. Scotland continues to be the #1 location outside of London for foreign direct investment. FDI is really important to Scotland. It provides a third of our employment, more than 60% of our business R&D and 77% of our exports, so a really critical part in developing the sector. Data that we released last week shows that more than 7,500 jobs were created last year through our inward investment activities, 113 new projects, 39 of which were new investors to Scotland. And we've actually maintained and grown our inward investment activity through some of the challenges of the last couple of years. So I think that shows just what strength the country has and what we have to offer. Our overseas team in Scottish Development International are making health tech one of their priority opportunities for attracting inward investment. And also there are dedicated teams supporting the exports support to life sciences as a key sector. Last year we supported 214 companies in the life and chemical sciences to increase their exports. And we're also working closely with the Industry Leadership Group, their internationalisation work stream that's working closely with the Scottish Government to develop a life sciences sector export plan. So we have that to look forward to. So I hope you can see from all of this that we have an ever brighter future that lies ahead for the life sciences sector. The innovation that you as an industry continually produce will be a key driver of that success. We want to invest alongside that to develop and continue to develop a truly world-class life sciences sector in the country. And we're really focused on those areas where we feel we can make the biggest difference. But as we said, I think the secret sauce in all of this is collaboration. And it's my ambition that Scottish Enterprise collaborates extremely closely with you and is a reliable, ambitious and trusted partner as we look forward to develop that exciting sector for the future. So I look forward to the discussions across the rest of the day and to see some of that collaboration coming through. And I do hope you very much enjoy the rest of the conference. But now I'm happy to introduce the first session of the day, which is Getting Ready for Global Growth, and that's sponsored by Henderson Logie, chaired by Rod Mathers, Corporate Finance Partner at Henderson Logie. Over to you, Rod, and thank you, everyone.